And like I said earlier, sa kabila po ng kahirapan na nararanasan po natin because of the economy, some of our Philippine American organizations, we think, because they are doing their best to help our kababayans. And one of them is the Philippine American Bar Association. Gaya po ng pangalan nila, of course, we all know that this is an association of lawyers, of Filipino American lawyers to be exact. Kasama po natin two of their representatives today on the show, Attorney Arnold Pamplona. Hello and welcome to Kababayan LA. And Attorney Mel Avanzado. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, first, we had PABA last year, and I think Attorney Kiko Francis Ochoa was here to talk about PABA a little bit. For those of us who didn't catch that, what is PABA and what does it do and how old is it?
PABA is about 25 years old. We're celebrating our 23rd annual banquet coming up, and we do things like scholarship, mentorship of members, and advocacy and community service.
Why is there a need for something like PABA? Why?
Well, a lot of it is so that we can develop our Filipino American lawyers and help them, you know, those of us who are older, help the younger ones with their careers, and so there's a camaraderie and mentoring that is involved in addition to the community services that we do.
I've been there for the past 2 years and I met a lot of lawyers, Filipino lawyers that are in the corporate world. Do you find that a lot of Filipino lawyers would much rather do corporate law than all the other kinds of law?
I think we see a pretty good split among the attorneys. We have a lot of criminal attorneys who are in the courtroom all the time. I'm a corporate attorney, so I hardly ever see the courtroom. Mel is a dynamo in the courtroom. So we see a pretty even split.
I think it depends on your area of interest. You know, it's just like any other community. Some young people are interested in corporate. You know, I do entertainment and intellectual property, and so, you know, I get a lot of calls from younger people. How do we get into this field?
Right.
You know, because it's very competitive. So it just depends on your interests. We have Filipino lawyers across the spectrum,
right.
And at our dinner, everybody gets to interact, particularly with the judges who are also Filipino.
Thing is, you know, and this is something that we address also on the show by having a segment called Kababayan Compañero, in which we highlight different Filipino lawyers in different fields. We have Attorney Karina Castañeda for criminal law, we have Attorney Joe Saiz for employment, and Attorneys Allison and Paul Aquino for immigration. There's this, shall I say, a stigma, or there's a perception that not so positive perception about Filipino lawyers. Sometimes our own kababayans are hesitant to approach us or Filipino lawyers because, you know, they think that we are inferior or they think that we're out to take advantage of them. Would you like to address that?
Well, I can tell you that before I joined the PABA about 3 years ago, I had no idea how many talented Filipino lawyers there were. So that's one of the missions of PABA, is to educate the public about our members and their great skills.
And quite frankly, it's hard to fight people who are just misinformed. If you're going to judge us by our race,
right,
or our background, then there's not a whole lot we can do other than to beat you in the courtroom. And so it's always it always motivates me, for
right.
example, when people don't take us seriously because of either our skin color or our background. But, you know, there are a number of fine Filipino lawyers, you know, that come from, you know, excellent law schools that are at the top of their class, who are in some of the major firms in Los Angeles. There's really no need or no reason why people should be
right, hesitant, right. So you are more motivated to beat them or to excel because of that perception. You know who with whom you share that attitude? That is also Manny Pacquiao's attitude. That is also his way of life. With his fight last year against Oscar De La Hoya, people were undermining him and he came out the victor in that match. And I know that Manny Pacquiao is going to be a special part of your event this year. Arnold, would you like to discuss that?
We just verified that Manny Pacquiao will be receiving the first PABA Foundation Kababayan Award. And Mel is the president of the foundation.
What is the Kababayan Award about?
Well, we're trying to recognize and honor Filipinos who inspire us, you know, through their own success. That's you know, part of the reason you asked earlier about PABA. Part of the thing that we want to do is show the younger generation that there are, in fact, excellent lawyers at major firms. Manny does that worldwide. He inspires people through not only his boxing skill, but his accomplishments and his philanthropy. The Manny Pacquiao Foundation, which we're also honoring, they try to do. He is trying to set up pensions for Filipino boxers in the Philippines who may have come on hard times since their careers have ended, and he's a humble and shining example of what we are as a community.
And he has such a great heart, and so do you guys. Thank you so much. Go ahead and invite them. Is it open to the public, your event on Wednesday? That's going to be March 11th.
Absolutely, and you can get all the details on our website, pabala.org, and the public is definitely welcome.
All right, well, thank you so much. More power to both of you.
Thank you, Jenna.
We will be back with the latest in Hollywood with our Starbuzz. Don't go away.